This is amazing.
A lucky friend of the Podlander, Drunkcast, and Outlander podcast. We have all come from Chicago. Great reviews. With us. It's all the first time on a plane. So we're all a little shocked and also very excited to be here. I am going to introduce your esteemed panel, and then we'll take it from there. Here, where's me is, well, we call him Janine, but frankly, we catch him at every spinning table. In the middle, we have Allison Shoemaker, and at the end, we have Julie Starber. Welcome to.
Oh. All right. This is incredibly important. Every time we do one of these episodes, we have to get a really good can opening sound, and the secret is that it's usually water. But not today!
That's Bud Light. There are those who would say that is water.
I mean, it is.
Okay. Thank you.
And I'm going to sip it
My
very
people.
gingerly,
My
but
people.
you know what? It's a beer.
It's a beer.
It's been
Cheers,
a while.
dude. It's been a while. Clink.
Clink.
I don't.
So I have an actually important question. Has anybody here at the New York Comic Con? Woo! Has anybody here listened to this podcast before? Okay.
Hey, we got
Great.
some-
A couple of people. The rest of you, I will warn you, you're going to get confused. And that is a feature, not a bug, as they say in the tech world. Amelia is going to try to police us on this because if it's just the three of us shooting the shit, then we're going to swear a lot. If that is an issue for anybody, I would literally run for the doors.
Doors back there.
Fuck yeah.
That was a good whistle.
Great whistle.
Yeah, that was. I've always been jealous. My mom can do that.
That
I can't.
ruled. So when we say something like, and then coin face enters, there are like 6 of you who know what we mean. Yes, Lord John Gray. The rest of you are going to be like, what? I've seen every episode of the show, and I've read all the books and the novellas and both volumes of the Outlandish Companion, and I have no idea who
Coin face.
So, for example, if we say Dick Fox, and you're like, there is no Dick Fox. I would know if there was a Dick Fox in the Outlander series by Diana Gabaldon. I'm intimately familiar with those books. Then Amelia would say, you guys, they don't know what Dick Fox means. And we would say, oh, that's the Comte Saint-Germain, because he's a dick and a fox.
And a fox.
So it's gonna go like that.
Yeah.
She's gonna try to keep us in line. What we are going to do
Good
today
luck,
is
friend.
something that we have done only once before. Coincidentally, it was the last live show that we did before the pandemic.
It was in February 2020. So
Yeah.
it was the last time we actually recorded in person until this spring. It was crazy.
So it's our fault. Apologies.
I'm not taking responsibility.
No, we're not responsible for the coronavirus pandemic. But we're very excited to be doing it again, even though the first time it was terrifying, and we're sure this time will be too. We are doing, as you probably saw on the cute little poster and in the book and on the website and all the places, live fanfic. To be specific, live and filthy fanfic. What's going to happen is we are going to do a previously on, which will sort of, I guess, inform us what we're going to be talking about, because we have made 0 plans other than that we're going to attempt to be funny. Then, occasionally we'll have commercial breaks, whatever, but we're going to need your help in 2 circumstances. First, raise your hand if you think you came the furthest to be here. Nobody thinks they came far. Where'd you come from?
Indiana?
You can beat that.
Iowa.
Wait, we gotta.
Wait.
Texas?
Texas?
Texas.
We're all central.
Brazil?
There it
All
is.
right. So, Brazil and Texas.
Brazil and Texas.
You get a special privilege, or some may say an obligation. I wouldn't. I would call it a privilege. At any point in the entire live fanfic, somebody gets tout la carte and somebody gets je suis prêt. Who wants what? Great. Je suis prêt, tout la carte. When you yell that, we have to stop and do a full minute of the story where we alternate words.
Oh, I forgot this bit.
So we do it 1 word at a time for a full minute, which is longer than you think.
And terrible. It's actively terrible.
It is really, we show our asses every time we do that. That's one. The other is, sometimes we're gonna just sort of like hit a little mini wall. So we'll say, and then around the corner comes And we'll just look at you in fear and terror and desperation because how are we supposed to do this? And then Amelia will be running around with the mic, and if you've got a suggestion as to who it is that comes around the corner, then you go, Fergus, but Kid Fergus, but after he loses his hand, all right? So then we'll know, like, great, okay, Fergus, but it's Kid Fergus, but it's after he loses his hand. Great. Yeah. Know exactly when we are in the story.
No. I have only one hand now. I do not know what to do.
Like that. It'll be great. And we're gonna start now.
Okay.
Are we gonna start now?
This is happening.
We gotta start sometime. Hold on.
Oh, yeah. We got this. We got this.
All right. Oh my God.
It's been a while.
Guys, oh, here we go. We say previously on Outlander, but if we fail horribly, I want to encourage you to think that that is the best possible outcome, because I promise you, if we fail miserably, it is going to be very funny to you. We are going to be dying, but you can laugh all you want. The harder we fail, the more you should point and chuckle and say, wow, did I see a terrible panel? And that is okay with us. So here we go. Oh my God.
Previously on Outlander.
You first, bitch.
I'm gathering myself.
Okay.
We see a Natalie-dressed motorist in a car that seems like it's probably from sometime pre-1950s. And he's driving through the hillsides and just having a wonderful day in his beautiful tweed ensemble. Listening to his car radio, it's probably some like Elvis shit. And then he comes
It's
around
definitely
the corner.
not Elvis.
For me it is.
Okay, all right.
It's baby Elvis.
It's time travel. Deal with it.
Yeah, it's time travel. Get on board.
It's baby Elvis?
It's baby Elvis.
Great.
Okay. That's not important to the story.
This is the Elvis that was in Forrest
Hold
Gump,
on,
right?
hold on.
That's the Elvis.
So our natty motorist is having a really good day, right? And he comes around the corner, and this crazy woman comes running out. Who won? And then just runs past him.
Back into the woods where she lives.
And he is alarmed, but looks up and happens to see a circle of tall, rock-hard stones. And is drawn there beyond himself. He doesn't understand why. And we see him slowly trudge up the hill, reach out, hear a very strange sound, and then he disappears.
That didn't happen previously on Outlander, but we're going with it.
It
Great.
did happen previously on Outlander because I'm picking up after that happened.
Okay, all right. This is a future episode. Got it. Okay. The next scene, we see Jamie, and he is in the surgery at the big house, counting his windows. And as he counts his many windows, he looks down and he notices that he's wearing a mysterious seashell in a necklace around his neck, and that gives him an idea. This is just because he was wearing that cool necklace today. But it's a little necklace, and he looks at the seashell and he thinks, I bet somebody's voice could fit in there. And
Then Roger enters the surgery and says, Jamie.
we're still in the previously on, buddy. Different scene.
Oh, sorry, it's a different thing. Yeah, so what I meant to say was there's a quiet forest. We see fireflies, even though it's slightly dusk, mist rolling through a deer prancing about.
Mist is rolling through a deer.
Yes?
Great.
Good.
This is what I said.
Great.
This was on the episode. Didn't you see this one?
I did see
Yeah.
this one. I love the credits, dear.
And we start to notice this part of the forest is a little lived in, with a small shack, the trappings of a recent kill, and a skin drying on a rack. It looks bearish.
Oh my God, are we gonna do Man in a Bear Suit?
Yep.
Great. Okay. So then it ends, and we get a big swell of Bear McCreary's beautiful orchestration. And this is the part where we ask you to all sing this song with us because we only know some of the words. Here we go. Sing me a song of a lass that is gone. Say could that last be I?
sky.
You're doing great. Keep it up.
To sky. Okay. All right.
That was
You
good.
are amazing.
Give yourselves a
Thank
break.
you.
They're gonna go.
You are great. We are terrible.
Yeah.
All right. So here we go. Title card, Julie. What's our? Am I doing name and you're doing image? You're
Yes,
doing image.
I'm
Do
doing
image.
image.
Okay.
So the title card is one of my favorite
Yeah,
things,
Julie's
'cause it
obsessed with the
always
Outlander
give
title
you
cards.
Little clues. And on this one, what we see is a door slam, and then a little shimmer of like a foil. What streamers?
Oh.
Streamers fall down. That's what we see.
And then the words come up on the title card, and it says in that beautiful all caps font, "Party." So this is Party, season episode blue. Here we go. Written by Matthew B. Roberts. No, it's not!
Shady.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
So we see again our Natalie dressed motorist. He's just minding his own business, driving his car through the picturesque Scottish countryside. And he sees just a crazy lady standing in the beautiful road in cosplay.
Like really good cosplay too,
and
like somebody made that
distressed.
by hand.
And she's like a little bit pregs, and like, she's looking around like, this is concrete, that's good, I see concrete, but how can I tell who won the Battle of Culloden? And then she runs up, and this strange woman says to the motorist, who won the Battle of Culloden? And he says, the British, and off she goes, and he tries to give her a ride, and she says no, and he sees those stones again. This is obviously a replay, we're just getting the scene again, you know how that goes. And he wanders up the hill to the circle of dick rocks.
Yes.
And
he can't help himself but reach.
Okay, I'm sorry. The stone circle, they're big dick rocks.
That's what we call them. That's our word.
So you touch the dick rock,
and you
go back through time.
Go back.
Or sometimes forward in time, and sometimes back and forward, and back and forward, and back and forward. That was a sex joke.
We really thrust it upon you.
Oh my God! Go
Get
home.
out! Get out!
All right.
No. Nothing.
So he wanders up to the pulsing, rock hard stone circle, and he places both his hands on, not around. It's too thick.
Too girthy.
On the dick rock, and poof, he disappears. But somehow his hat is left behind, and the hat just falls.
It
hits the
just
ground.
drops on the ground.
And we cut. He's laying in the grass, just beautifully composed in his lovely tweed, and his shoes are all sort of on and off. I'm trying to remember what she has in the image. I can't remember, but I know it didn't make sense. That no, she wouldn't have fallen that way. And there's a tartan sort of on him inexplicably, and he sits up and he looks around. He goes, where am I? Where? No, when am I? And there's a rustling in the bushes, and then
A very handsome man walks out, kind of an indiscriminate age, kind of a silver, blonde ponytail, kind of a weird vest though, like he's got kind of a leather daddy thing. It's a little fetish gear, I'm just gonna say it. Like maybe this is the guy that makes people uncomfortable at parties. But he is very handsome. And he has kind of a long gaze. You can tell this man has seen things. He's been through time. We all know this. We know he's a time traveler. It's Monsieur Raymond in the 1980s.
we're in the 80s?
We're in the 80s?
Oh, we're in the 80s.
Wow.
Yes.
We're
going to the party club scene.
Hold on, the Natalie dressed motorist traveled forward in time to the 1980s.
Yes. And
All right.
And
These
met
dick rocks are
Monsieur
unpredictable.
Raymond.
That must have been excellent cocaine.
Yeah. Well, I do hear it's a hell of a drug.
Okay, so our Natalie dressed motorist is in the 1980s. Meanwhile, who the hell else did we talk about in our setup?
Jamie in surgery.
Yeah, Jamie's in the surgery. He's taking some time to himself. He's inspecting the little jars of penicillin. I love those jars of penicillin. I'm sorry. The last time we did this, Claire and Jamie had sex in a cheese cave
Yeah.
while she was collecting the blue cheese to treat someone's wound.
Yeah.
And then they were like, but first, you're gonna be cheesed or something. I don't remember what we said. And then they fucked in a cheese cave and she had blue cheese in her hair. So apparently, I'm just trying to make the penicillin thing happen again. So he's looking at, we're back to the commercial. He's looking at all of the penicillin dishes and he's looking out the 27 windows
And
that
his
are in
tiny little
just the
glasses.
surgery.
He's got his glasses on.
He's got his Santa glasses on.
Yeah.
And he sees this necklace he's wearing. When did that get there? I didn't have this in my sporran. I did not.
No?
No.
Oh.
And then Roger Mack comes in.
Oh my God.
Wait, I need to know when we are in time. Is this like, are Jamie and Roger cool in this episode?
I think they kind of have to be on the edge of being cool, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe not fully cool because I don't think that Jamie
well,
would.
And is this pre or post silent movie? It's got to be pre, right?
Pre.
Yeah, because Roger's still a little bruised, isn't he?
No, that's
Oh,
why
you
we say
mean
pre.
from when they tried to kill him because of a
The
case
first
of
time,
mistaken
yes.
identity?
Yeah.
Great.
Yes.
So like when you play Guess Who and you just like hit all like who he's got green eyes and a brown nose and he's wearing a purple hat. That's him. We better beat the shit out of him.
Yes. That's the episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's come back from that misadventure, but it's before the excruciating, incredibly terrible hanging episode. So don't worry.
Yeah. We're not
That's
gonna
still
talk about
coming.
that.
We're on the up.
And Roger walks up and he is looking at Jamie, looking at his necklace, and he says,
Quite a look you have there. No clue. No clue. Don't ask the question about where that accent came from.
it was like Irish.
I can only do one accent.
Do that one.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
And Jamie says, thank you. I didn't know from whence it came.
And then Roger, with his encyclopedic knowledge of history,
Yes.
realizes that it actually looks quite familiar. And says, this actually looks very similar to some artwork that was from this area.
Like Gaelic runes.
Like Gaelic runes.
Nice.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nice.
It was very. In the history books, it feels like it's a conspiracy theory because no one quite knows where it's from, but it is from this area.
Powerful symbol from this area.
Yeah.
But how did it get around my neck? You don't understand, my neck is enormous. It takes quite a lot to get around it.
Well, I don't have an answer for that. I only know about history.
Great. As always, Roger Mack, you're a great help. Why don't you go hunt something? Oh, and now I don't know where that accent came from. I had it for a while.
Not Irish, at least.
So Jamie just woke up with this powerful rune around his neck?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, this is really mystical.
Yeah, this is like some season 4 shit.
Yeah, this is some like magic shit.
You know what we should have done? We should have done Gayless Duncan's blood spa. Why didn't we do
Well,
that?
We haven't.
We have just started.
We have a whole other act to go.
You know what? But somehow, dear reader, I guess this is a book fanfic, but somehow you know that rune necklace came from Gayless Duncan's blood spa. You're welcome. Yeah,
There you go. There you go.
Now we have to get there.
It's gonna be
Don't
easy.
worry about
Okay.
it.
It's
I'm
gonna be
always at Gayless Duncan's blood spot in my heart.
I have a punch card.
Yeah.
It's almost full. When it's all the way full, I get a free blood bath.
Okay.
It smells terrible,
I can only imagine, like mercury.
but
or
my
iron,
skin
I
is
should say.
glowing.
So, are we back in the forest?
We are. Oh yeah, we have to get into the forest. We have to see if this fairy hut's a rockin' don't come a knockin'.
Well,
That's what you were doing the fairy hut, right? Sorry,
No,
fairy hut.
Beardsley's Shack of Love.
Where's the bear from here?
The fairy hut is where Marta and Jocasta do it. Their little like love nest in the woods
We
where
call
it's
it
like
the fairy hut.
this was once a pile of sticks and now it's a pile of sex.
yeah. So we come to realize that it was actually a mislead when we thought we saw the man in the bear suits, because this was actually the beginning of Murtaugh creating his fairy hut. Oh. His fairy hut to
For just one terrible moment, I thought you were going to say that Murtaugh was the man in the bear suit.
Absolutely
and then
not.
I was just going to...
I would never disrespect Murtaugh like that. He is such a... He's a guy.
so important to
I just want him to hold me.
I just want good things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bet he's a really good cuddler.
I bet he's a great
I bet he is a great cuddler. And I bet he makes you come first.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm
Definitely.
saying? Murtaugh is on that list.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, where do you think Jamie learned it all?
You're right!
Right? I mean, we're talking about a man with an enormous neck who can bring a woman to orgasm in 14 seconds.
Exactly.
Where it is like, what? Hold on. We're like between appointments. We got 5 minutes.
No
I'm gonna
problem.
make you come 3 times.
Just using my fingers.
Right?
Yes.
He
He's
learned that somewhere.
somewhere.
He's very good at it.
And his dad was always working.
Here's
It was
a
Murtaugh.
thing that we should mention, because this is another of our weird, we assume everyone is down with this. He's a champion bean flicker. We have a list of things that Jamie is good at, and a list of things he is not good at. He is a cunning linguist. He is very bad at not looking hot while being covered in blood.
It's very bad.
Which is a disorienting viewing experience. I think you'll agree.
Yeah.
He has a Cornish game hen for a back.
Oh, it's unfortunate.
What else? What are our other things?
Oh, he's a weak seaman.
He's a weak seaman.
Yeah. He doesn't sail well.
But we've
He's a
mostly
weak
solved that
seaman.
problem with acupuncture. Bless. That's good. That's
And
a good.
he can't sing.
And he
right?
can't sing. But now he's got a mystery rune around his neck, folks. And who is standing in the surgery with him but a guy who won't fucking stop singing? So I guess we're back in the surgery now. Sorry.
Well, no,
Janine.
because it was a quick cutscene with Murtaugh. All you see is
We just see him working.
working.
He's like 7 dwarf in it.
Yeah, with he's in a blouse that's open, a shirt that's open,
Yeah.
so you see some of that chest.
Okay.
He's obviously in his silver mode. He's become Murtaugh the Gray, and so that's
The best wig on the show.
Oh, no doubt.
Like, really, that wig was the best wig
Where
that's ever been
was
on
the person who made that wig in seasons 1
Earlier.
through 3?
well,
early.
So to pay
Because those Claire wigs have always been great, but some of those Jamie wigs, y'all, some of those Jamie wigs are questionable.
So with Murtaugh, it's actually undone, so his hair is like falling over.
Yes!
Yeah,
Oh, my Fabio
let me paint
realness.
the picture here
My
a bit
Fabio
Paint.
he has an axe. He's chopping wood.
You know what I like, bitch.
I got you. His face is definitely dirty with a bit of
Yeah, it is.
sawdust from the chips.
I love a dirty man.
Here's another important note. You know Dick Van Dyke and Mary Poppins? Incredibly hot.
Very formative.
It explains a lot about both of our sexual preferences. Because, Matt, you know the scene when Jamie comes crawling into the tent with the grease all over his face because they just stole all the whatevers from the cannons? Yeah. And then they don't fuck
her.
Yeah, that's
Rude.
illegal. That's a personal insult.
Rude.
Because his face is covered in grease. That means her face has also got to be covered in grease. A lot of her's got to be covered in grease.
Greasy.
And then you see Murtaugh create an A-frame. He's making an A-frame for
Okay.
his hut, which means he's tying some knots, making sure they're nice and taut.
Okay.
You hear the
Did you just say taunt or taut?
Taut.
I said taut.
Okay. I don't think.
That's
I
not
said-
recorded
I
or
can't
anything
wait to hear the record.
for later. Fuck.
I love it. So he's getting those knots real taut.
Taut. With some taut line hitches and a bow line.
That's not a thing.
And it is, actually.
Yeah, I believe him, Neo.
Okay.
Eagle Scout, sorry. I can't
Don't
do-
apologize for that. That is an amazing achievement.
It is.
Thank you. My mom did a lot of it. Thank you, Mom.
Oh, shit!
Nobody tell your scoutmaster.
Anyway, so
All
then
right.
that was basically the scene. So we can
Okay,
move back.
so now we're back in the surgery.
Yeah.
And Jamie, he's got, what?
Yep, she said it when I said it.
Did we get a Jason Prey?
Just we pray? Okay.
All right, so he's back in the surgery? Is that
Yeah.
what you said? Do you want to start with me or start with him?
You start with you.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Oh, fuck.
Looking
fly.
He
Saw.
Roger.
picking
You knew, I almost did, but I didn't. So you're welcome, everybody.
Picking up some
hog.
What?
Hog.
Oh, like pork or something.
some hog.
Some
So I'm
hog.
picking up some hog.
Not some pork, not some bacon, not some lard. Some hog.
Did you remember just like less than 5 minutes ago when I said taunt?
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
fair.
We got it.
Fair. Okay, all right.
So he saw Roger
Picking up
pick
some
a
hog.
ham, and
He
Didn't.
not eat.
Instead,
He
licked
the
salt
off
the
ham.
and
ankle.
Oh my god!
oh my
no,
god!
No, that's
Yo,
the
that
worst.
was subpar.
That
That
was
sucks.
And now we have to work in this hog. Why was she trying to get the hog to mold in the surgery?
Why was he licking it?
Wait, did they kill the white sow?
Did they kill?
Did
the
somebody
white
fucking murder the white sow?
I don't know. It's our story.
Oh my god. Roger Mack murdered the white sow.
No.
In cold blood.
Well, that gives Jamie a reason to do what he's about to do.
Because
Yeah.
really, that is a travesty.
Jamie, he gets this weird purple swirly fuzz around his eyes.
Yes.
And he looks up and he says, "All I want from you is your voice and your ham." And then Roger says,
Jamie, you didn't see that. I didn't just do that. I didn't just lick this ham. I was totally. What are you taking my voice from? What?
"Sing for me." Now we're doing Phantom and Little Mermaid. Sing for me. Sorry, sang for me.
I suddenly feel compelled to sing for you, Jamie.
Yeah, please
feel
don't sing the
akin
Little
to
Mermaid
you.
song, because then we'll get sued.
Yeah, we don't have enough copyrights for that. And I know that I will be.
And he's singing, a little gold ball of light flies through the room, floats through the room. And it goes into the thing that's maybe a shell, but maybe also a skull, but I'm pretending that it's a shell
Celtic
because
rune.
I wanted to do this thing, and it's also a rune, and
It's a
it's
lot.
from Galus Duncan's Blood Spa.
Yeah.
So the little gold ball of light flies into it, and all of a sudden Jamie just stands a little bit taller, and then he says, "Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling." In the most beautiful voice you've ever heard, like Roger Mack could never. It is silky smooth. It's like Frank Sinatra meets Amy Winehouse, meets the guy that they got to sing at the big dinner in season 1, whose name I don't remember, but he's really good. That guy meets Enya, meets Bernadette Peters in the revival of Annie Get Your Gun. That's what it's like. It's great.
And
It's
Jamie-
swell. It is great.
Jamie's really surprised as
Yeah.
it's coming out of his face because he's always been ashamed that he can't sing, right? And now he's filled with this power, this great power. And as we all know, Jamie can shoulder a lot of power, a lot of responsibility. How does he feel about this new power? What does he do with it?
He lets it go to his head.
He decides that he needs to increase efficiency on the ridge. And he's going to be able to do that by compelling his neighbors with the power of his voice. So he heads off to the Fraser's Ridge glass window factory. And he steps inside and he says, I need a different folk song. Jingle bells, jingle bells. Let me think of a good one. He's just humming Greensleeves. He's just humming Greensleeves.
Quietly under his breath, like people aren't sure they heard it.
And all of the folk of Fraser's Ridge were still living under like boughs that they leaned against a tree, and then they put more boughs on the boughs while they were building the big house.
they didn't have time to build their own houses.
They did, because they just made a lean-to. They start moving even faster. They're like, we're cutting out windows, cutting out windows.
Wait. Jamie uses the power of this voice for capitalism?
For windows.
Oh, okay. That's acceptable. And then, we gotta get some sexy in this. How's Jamie gonna?
Well, I think.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
we gotta get some wiener in here.
This isn't season 3. Come on. Let's
Okay,
get back to this.
well, you know what? Fuck it, that we have gone off the rails already. So, and into the surgery walks the consensual man.
Yeah!
No, I can't do that. That's cheating.
Well, I don't know. He's
How's
very funny.
How's Roger feeling about losing his voice? Or losing the ability to sing?
Well, he can't talk either.
He can't talk.
So Brianna's having a great day. Just kidding. We really do love these characters very much. It's just in fanfic, we end up dunking on them a lot. I don't know why. Apologies. Except for Myrta, who just becomes godlike.
No, yeah.
I'm sorry, remains godlike.
Remains, stays, lives, breathes.
Always and forever.
Always.
Alyssa Edwards.
Yes.
Well, so we know Claire's not here, because Claire is...
Claire disappeared.
Where's Claire?
Yeah, so that sexy time...
Oh, that's what he does. He realizes the power that he now has within him, and it's a greater power than even he has had before. He sees how fast his townspeople are working for him and knows that there's only one place to take this power, and that is to the bedroom.
Yes.
And that is to get his beautiful, smart, talented, and amazing wife just off.
But Jamie?
Yeah.
But she's gone.
Where's she gone?
Isn't she in the future?
No.
And in the past?
No.
Maybe. Oh, this...
It's a
What are
separate
you?
thread.
Were you thinking we were in the 80s all the time?
No. I just thought that's where she was.
No.
Oh.
Separate thread.
Oh, here's an important element of the podcast. He doesn't watch the show.
He doesn't know anything about it.
That's a...
It's part of the gimmick. Honestly, it sounds dumb. It's very charming. We're recapping the show, and he gasps in terror and in empathy because he has never seen it before. So Julie will say like, and then a single tear rolled down Lord John Gray's cheek, and Aaron goes, sorry, who's Aaron? Janine goes,
That was a really sad moment.
it's
It
great.
is really sad.
So I'm
deserves
lost.
better. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
No,
Claire's
Claire
not
is,
here.
because of the surgery, right? They have to fuck in the cheese cave, and there's blue cheese everywhere.
Yes.
Because blue cheese cures all wounds.
Did you just say penicillin? Everyone, Amelia.
Penicillin.
Amelia. Penicillin. You get
Okay,
it. Thank you.
I think this is a place where we need assistance. Can someone come up with a reason to turn this party into a sex party? So Jamie can sing, Roger can't sing, and we've got cheese, and we've got the consensual man maybe. Thoughts?
Anybody?
Impulses?
What's a reason?
No? Nobody? Yeah. Young Leary?
Oh. She's like, what?
I mean, but she's in Scotland. She's hitched, and then, but not anymore. But she's collecting that
Wait,
child
did she
support.
find her way over to America?
Oh, did she come to hang out with Marcy?
Yeah,
There
she
you
came
go.
back for a reunion.
And then had sex with Claire?
Yes!
This is the big gap we've been trying to overcome. They have to get past this thing they have.
Why not?
Yeah, this is a great way to have an apology.
How would they? No, you couldn't.
This
you
is a
couldn't.
rift.
She's too much of a villain. There's no way to make her, like, into that. No.
Well, and also, I mean, frankly, if we're gonna do Claire Fraser / Fic, it's gotta be with Gayless Duncan.
Gayless Duncan.
I
Yes.
mean, that like
They
they were
hot
about
together.
to die. They
So-
should have hooked up.
Yeah.
The Outlander needs to be more bisexual. That's true. That's true. But really, just more sex, please.
Yes. Just in general.
more
Especially the last
non-traumatic
3
sex.
seasons. We need a little more of them.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm not gonna have Roger and Jamie fuck. That's too weird.
Yeah.
Okay. So Roger runs off to see Brianna, and they have incredibly satisfying sex because Roger can't speak. So he puts his mouth to good use by giving his wife the time of her life. At long last, that woman deserves.
Yay!
Okay, so the little house with its meager 16 windows is just rocking, and Jemmy is just like playing with his feet and going, no, I'm traveling time. Can I have a basket? And then while the house is shaking, Jamie is still filled with voice, and so he stands on the porch the unnecessary porch with
Yeah.
his 273 steps that go down what's kind of a hill. It's the porch I get, the steps down the hill.
I don't get it. Well, they wanted to do it for
Hey, remember
him.
that one time Brianna got beamed by a buffalo? Yes! Sorry, I forgot about that, and then I just remembered.
It was right there in that front yard, just below those steps you were speaking of.
She's a brave lady, and
She
right now
is.
she's getting good and railed by her husband, so we're gonna leave her in peace.
Yeah, she's cool.
So Jamie stands on the porch and he breathes into his diaphragm. So his entire
Oh,
his
yeah,
huge
imagine
muscly
it.
shoulders.
Yes, it's very nice.
And then he goes, hello, my baby, hello, my honey, hello, my ragtime gal. And he sings this beautiful song. And then Claire goes, what's that sound? Is that my husband singing? And so she rushes off and she sees him singing. She says, Jamie, you sound wonderful, but why your eyes have purple fuzz all over them? You don't seem yourself, my dear. And then that was bad, Claire, it's fine, I'm sorry. And then Jamie just keeps singing as he picks her up and puts her directly on his face. Yay! Like Adam Driver in fucking Annette. Anybody see Annette? No? The Adam Driver goes down on Marion Cotillard while he's singing a song. It's a lot. So he's fly me to the moon and let like and he's just holding her up there.
And guess what
the
he
whole
could do?
time.
Guess what he could do? He just turned around, dipped down slightly, got her in the front door, and went all the way up 60,000 stairs to their bedroom with her on his face.
Yeah. Luckily, the ceilings are really unnecessarily tall.
Well, they are. It's
They
a
are.
palace. And also, he has such excellent muscle and sense memory. He knows exactly where every step is.
Yeah, and then he does not take her to the bedroom though, because this is a special occasion. Instead, he takes her into his study, and while he's still got her balanced on his face, he takes one enormous hand and pushes all the stuff off of his desk.
Yeah!
And then he stands on the desk. And she's up above him. And he stands just because.
It's like a ballroom.
He just
It's like 70 feet
This
tall.
is definitely a gold medal winning figure skating routine. Oh my God, have I just ruined Paris figure skating? Or have I made Paris figure skating that much better?
You made it a little sexier.
Yeah.
All right.
I did.
So, Roger
Great.
and Bree get into it in the tiny cabin.
Oh, a sex montage!
Yes, sex
Yes!
montage.
Okay.
Oh, the best thing ever.
And then Jocasta shows up to the fairy hut.
Well,
That's
yeah,
right,
so
we're
then
about to
as
get the triptych.
As Murtaugh is
Triptych.
like putting the final touches on the fairy hut, Jocasta shows up with her her servant friend.
Is the
Ulysses.
person who cosplayed as Jocasta and then corrected Sam Huon in the Q&A, is that person here? Okay, someday if you're listening, Jocasta who corrected Sam Huon, you fucking rule.
You
That
rule.
was amazing.
You rule.
It was really dope. The costume, great. And then no, I am not Claire. I am Aunt Jocasta. It was great. Okay, anyway, Jocasta shows up.
Yeah, and then she goes into the fairy hut, and Murtaugh takes his hair and brushes it out of his face and says,
Does one of these, like,
"It's like,
Murtaugh would never.
no, but it was mostly to get the dirt out of his eye."
Okay.
And
He looks at her and he says,
I want you to know that this hut is as sturdy as my cock stand.
I just wanted to say costume.
and she looks
It's my
back at him
favorite.
and says, "We shall see."
Oh, a challenge! Okay,
Jocasta.
so we've got 3 rooms a bumpin' in North Carolina, in Fraser's Ridge, in the woods. Meanwhile, back in the 1980s.
In the 1980s.
This part of the episode I forgot about.
Yep.
You know
Oh,
what?
wow.
This may end up getting pushed to the next episode, but I'll see what I can come up with.
This is a very long arc, is what we have going on.
It is.
It's the beginning of a multi-episode arc.
Yes, Natty traveler, what do we call him?
Intrepid motorist,
Intrepid
beleaguered motorist.
beleaguered
Y'all know
motorist.
who we're talking about when we talk about this guy, right?
The gentleman who sees her on the road. Okay, so
I
he's
want
getting
to
a
know.
starring role.
I really do want to know what the rest of his day was like. Like I really do. Like, and that story has probably gotten more elaborate every time he tells it. So he goes to the pub and he sits down in front of the barkeep and he says, "Have I ever told you about the time that a woman stopped me in the street and screamed? Assassinat stopped me in the street and screamed. Who in the Battle of Culloden? Then she punched me upside the AIDS. No, see, now I've gone.
Now you're Bimini Bamboo.
Now I'm a chav. Now I'm Bimini. Slapped me upside my noggin. I'm saying noggin is the thing now. And then robbed me, took my car, left me in only my shoes and my shift. Yes, I wear a shift. It's so comfortable.
I can breathe in it.
My nether regions have room to breathe. It's great. The airflow is great. Okay, so we're in the 80s.
So we're in the
Yes. So he wakes up in the stone circle, and out from the bushes comes a leather daddy, Monsieur Raymond. But he's carrying a map, so you can see that there's a reason why he's here. So he comes stumbling through, and he's trying to figure out on this map. And then, are you all familiar with the work of the actor that played Monsieur Raymond, Dominique Pignon, I think his name is?
Yeah,
he's an
Dominique Pignon.
incredible French comedic, like physical actor, like a clown. Like he's so good. So he comes up and he comes through. That's important because his role is very physical.
Oh.
Oh my.
Yes, girl. Yes.
Driver's about to get driven.
And he has this map, and you can tell he's looking at it the wrong way, and it's all weird, and he just flaps it down like this, and then peers over it. Oh, God, it's so awesome.
I can picture it.
Yes, you
And
can.
he says,
Hello, I have been expecting you, Monsieur Motorist. It has been a long journey to get here, but it was written in the stars. And also, I am a time traveler too. And do you need any medicine? I sell medicine, and sometimes jewelry. How you say jewelry?
And do you have a cigarette? I have been traveling through time for so long. And finally back in the time where they are readily made and available.
You don't understand. I have tried so many times to perfect the recipe for a cigarette.
For a nice Galois.
The recipe does not exist. If I, Monsieur Raymond, not a time traveler and a apothecarist, cannot make a perfect cigarette, it does not exist. I must smoke these Camel lights. No. I believe in the power of transformation, so I smoke the Camel Crush.
And
Camel Crush?
And then give us a suggestion for how they got interrupted. How are they interrupted?
who interrupts them at the Stone Circle in the 1980s?
Mary Hawkins.
Mary Hawkins!
Mary Hawkins.
Oh, yes.
All of a sudden, you hear strings and tense sounds, and it seems like the earth begins to shake, and the pulsing, throbbing, rock-hard stones upon the earth begin to spout, magma from their tips.
Yeah.
And Mary Hawkins suddenly appears. Where am I? Where? I'm asking you, where am I?
Monsieur
I don't know
Raymond.
why I'm giving her that voice. Apologies, Mary Hawkins.
Monsieur Raymond takes the map down completely. He's shocked. He shakes it out slowly. He does not break eye contact. He looks at her the entire time while he slowly folds the map back perfectly. And then he puts it in his back pocket and he says, Mary Hawkins, I did not expect you so soon. How do you feel?
And she says, "You have to help me. My best friend's been accused of murder." I don't know, guys. What else would she say? I had the impulse. I went with it. I wanted to be a murder mystery now.
This is a long arc, so actually we cut away.
Oh my God!
God!
Commercial break.
That's the commercial break.
yeah.
Oh my God, cliffhanger.
Okay, that's good because
Yes.
we have to figure out exactly how much cocaine they're gonna do.
Yes, well, I mean, it is the 80s. They are close to London. I'm going to say metric fucked.
A lot.
So we come back from commercial and we get a flashback because I'm working Fergus into this if it's gonna kill me.
Let's do it.
Okay, so no, it's not a flashback. We're back on the ridge.
Yeah.
And the
Well,
with the
Fucking
three
cabins
the
a-knockin'.
three shaking huts.
we're back on the ridge, and then suddenly
Cabins
you see,
a-knockin', mansions
you see a
a-knockin'.
horse riding down the trail.
There you
and
go.
It's
He's going to get the regulators moment, isn't he?
Fergus is.
He's doing the thing where he jumps off the horse and then walks purposefully forward, and it's incredibly hot.
In
You know the
slow-mo.
thing I'm
And then
talking
all
about?
of his friends
yeah,
get behind
yeah.
him, and they're just like in
But
perfect
now
V
he's figured
form.
out how hot he looks when he
Mighty
jumps off a
Ducks.
horse like that, so he just dismounts that way every time. So
Yeah.
there's nothing going on. Everything's
He's just
fine.
riding up
he was
to the
just
house.
going for a daily ride, and then he goes,
And as he's really feeling himself walking up to the big house, he realizes that the forest is quiet, except for the sound of and it sounds like the trees are being moved by a mountainous man. Because because it's wood. And the house is made of wood.
oh,
yes.
when
yes.
this big house is a rockin', don't
come
a
a knocking.
Yeah.
So he's hearing sounds that make him not.
He's
know.
hearing the sound of someone singing with a mouthful of vagina.
Yes,
Is what he's hearing.
that's what he should be hearing.
I want to make it really clear. See, he's still going.
Allison, what song has he moved on to at this point?
He's doing all of American Pie.
All 11 minutes. Long
And then he's going to move on to the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. The lyrics don't matter. What matters is the vibration. He's got a rich baritone now, you guys. It's very like.
He's working his instrument. He's learning how to use it. Like, of course, this man would want to be the best that he could possibly be at this particular task. Now that he has this God-given power.
Yeah.
Well, God-given, he took it. What about this Gayla's shit? Is she coming back?
Yeah, she's coming back because here's the thing. Like, Fergus notices is that the house is rocking and he shouldn't come a knocking, and then suddenly he sees another person walk from the forest. He was like, regulators, and it was like, no, it is me, Galus.
Gayla's Duncan comes walking out of the woods.
Yeah. 'Cause
You
she
know
could-
what to do in that moment?
What?
Run.
Run
away.
Run very far away from
No,
that person.
first get a little snap for Insta of whatever she's wearing.
You're right, because she does
Then
look good.
run.
Yeah.
She looks real
She'll be
good.
wearing that monkey vest, or
She
she'll be
looks
wearing
good.
like her really cute 60s outfit.
It's like the shirt backwards
Yeah.
or whatever. And she's always looking great, so you might as well get some
Ooh,
inspo.
only this time she's in like Halston because she's just come from the 1980s.
Yes, she has! Oh, Allison.
Mysteriously, there's this fine white powder just underneath her nose.
Right here.
It's very.
And so Fergus says, Galus, why are you here? And Galus says, well, I felt a pull from the future.
I felt a scent. Perhaps. But if I came here, I could buy some of the finest blood known to womankind from what the stars have told me is a female butcher. Is there a female butcher here, or am I the female butcher?
And then Fergus says,
Oh, Gaylis, no, there is a female butcher. My wife has gotten very good at cutting oblige animals with her delicate hands. She is currently butchering a bull. Shall we go see?
and they wander off. What Fergus doesn't see as he walks purposefully towards his butcher wife, who's covered in blood. You know who's also not good at not looking hot while covered in blood?
Laura Lyle.
Yeah.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
really knows how to, work.
She can
the
get
meat.
it.
She
can
can work
get
the
it.
meat.
She can
She
really
can
work
work
the meat.
anything. Like, she's up
She's
for
the
task,
best.
no
I think
matter
Marsley
what it
might be
is.
my favorite
I
character
love
at the
her
moment.
so
I love
much.
her.
Our nickname for her
So,
is Parsley.
Yeah, we call her
Sometimes
parsley.
muesli.
Sometimes we call her
Muesli.
muesli. It's all over the
Muesli, yeah.
I think once Mucinex, but I think that was because I had a cold.
That was an accident.
Yeah.
We didn't like it. We just didn't stick with it.
Yeah. So, for what Fergus doesn't see as he marches towards the new butchering station that has 3 stories.
Yeah, and like a treadmill, like
and a dumbwaiter.
an actual belt Like some kid's over there cranking it and it's just moving
I want
like
you to know,
me.
this is a big upgrade for Marsley. The last time we did this, she had to pull a pulley to turn a fan the entire time
But
that
she
Claire
built
and
that
Jamie
fan
were
herself
fucking in
and she
cheesecake.
enjoyed doing it.
Because she had to keep the cheese cool while they were just going to town. Anyway,
She's
so
always doing work, is what we're saying.
as he nears the new pristine butcher's hut of some kind, what he doesn't see is that Galus, one by one, is taking off every piece of clothing that she wears because it's a full moon and everyone knows you cannot buy blood from a female butcher on a full moon while wearing clothing. Everyone knows this. I researched it. It was in my grimoire.
It's common knowledge.
Amongst which, have you not seen The Craft? So he walks in, he says, Milady, I have come with a guest who wishes to buy your wares. Here is ooh la la. And then Marsley goes, I, not again. He says, oh oui, 2 girls, 1 more. And then somewhere on the bagpipes, Pony by Genuine starts playing.
Keep going.
Does that exist? That's what I ask of all of you.
One of you plays the
please
fucking
look it up,
bagpipes.
and please tell us if anyone has ever YouTubed or recorded Pony by Genuine on the bagpipes.
If not, if you can make it, if you know somebody, one of you knows a guy. There's no way that this lovely group of people who have an enthusiastic interest in a show about Scotland, among other things, doesn't know one come on, show yourselves. Who knows a bagpipist? You do?
Yes.
Oh, yes!
We got some bagpipes.
Please
back there,
ask
too.
her to
You guys know
learn.
bagpipes as
We
well?
will commission a cover of Pony by Genuine on the bagpipes.
Yes. We really will.
while-
She's sending a text right now. We're on.
So
This
Fergus
real.
is smiling and he's using his hook to tear off his own clothing. And Marsley goes, ugh, here we go again. And she just right over her head, and then we cut to commercial break.
Yes.
Now we have a commercial for Gab's Room to Read, a charity fundraiser celebrating Diana Gabaldon's 70th birthday. This was handed to us by a lovely member in the audience.
Thank you.
And this is really cool. They are raising $30,000. That's the goal. The goal is $30,000 to promote literacy in Diana's name, which is really sweet. So you can go to give.roomtoread.org/GabsRoomToRead. And I'm assuming you can probably also Google Gab's Room to Read if you don't want to type out a URL, which I understand because Google basically does it for you now and we are lazy.
Second version here also, we have just over 5 minutes left, and we still have a placard out there in the audience that he's using.
Oh God, okay.
Oh, we just got
But
you.
are we
We
just
got
doing
to look
commercial? Do we do the commercial?
No,
as a
we're
tool
back
there?
from commercial.
We're back from
We
commercial.
have to start now coming
This
out
is-
of commercial.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Start us off.
I started off last time. You start off this time.
You want me to start?
Yeah.
Yes.
You.
Fairies.
Wait, what did you just say?
Fairies.
Fairies?
Don't
Like.
2.
fuck. They
Love.
do fuck.
Sometimes.
They watch. I knew it.
Sometimes.
They
Participate.
But.
today they
Did.
both.
When
They.
Came
all
Frasers.
also
what did he say?
Frasers.
Frasers.
All
when they came.
Frasers.
When they came, all Frasers also came. I mean, they felt it in the air. It was all.
Thank you, good.
Oh my God! They all came at the same time, you guys.
That's a minute. That was a good one. Yeah.
That was fun.
So, meanwhile, back in the fairy hut, Jocasta and Myrta are so busy doing it that neither of them notices. Not through scent, not through sight, not through the tiny, delighted screams of their pleasure, they do not notice that they are surrounded by fairies. Yes. But as the fairies watch and participate, it's complicated, but it works. It's time travel.
I mean, just think about it.
They're both at once. They're fucking themselves too, by the way. It's very complicated. I don't know if you know this about fairy sex. It's really complicated.
It's very poly.
It's very poly. They while they watch and also have sex with themselves and each other and Myrta, and also all the Frasers
Sounds
come
like a
simultaneously. They begin to sprinkle dust over Myrta because they want to reward a man who knows how to please his lady, and he really does.
Yeah,
he really does.
Like
That
take
fairy
notes.
hut, I mean, it is well built because it has taken a beating.
As Jocasta suddenly says, I see, because they see. Don't follow. Go with the dust.
Okay,
Go with the
so-
dust.
She sees the fairies even though she's blind.
Yeah, she sees.
That's how good that fucking
That's how good that fuck was.
Yes,
she
that's how
saw
good that was.
fairies.
She sees the fairies.
So Myrta is being sprinkled with fairy dust, and then he says, "Oh, I have the strangest." They're just between bouts. They're just having they're doing a little canoodling before they get back. Then Myrta's gonna sing and go down at the same time. It's a family trait. While they're having their canoodling, I've got the strangest feeling. Until this moment, I always thought I was destined to die against the tree in the woods in North Carolina, being shot accidentally while I'm trying to have a conversation with my godson. I just sensed it. But now I believe that I've lost it again. What's going to happen is I'm going to get shot. Jamie's going to drag my corpse through the North Carolina woods to a tent, and he's going to yell at his wife that she should save my life. And she's going to say she cannot, because it's true she cannot, because I will be dead, but only mostly dead. And then what's going to happen is Jocasta is going to say, I know someone who can help, and she's going to put me on a stretcher, and she's going to drag me to a tree, and she's going to push the right note on the tree, and a door will open. She will go down, and then I just realized I've confused the dungeon.
This is the Princess Bride. This is the Princess Bride.
That took way too long.
She's going to see Billy Crystal, and he's going to say, oh no, no, he's only mostly dead. And then
Jocasta goes, less talking, more fucking.
And then
Lights out.
And then Kato Kane goes, fire! Yeah!
No one else knows that we like to people. Our very good friend, the Dick Rock dancer, who has an amazing costume. If you want to stand and show it off, you absolutely should.
Oh, it's so good. Sing me a song, everybody. Look at that. It's so beautiful.
Was dressed as queer.
Yay! That's great! Which one? Was she one of the red dress ones?
No, it's the one, I think she had kind of a yellow bottom part of it and like a patchwork on the top.
Oh!
Wow.
Saw her step on the stage, but she won.
Yeah! That's great!
That's really
so
great,
cool.
especially up against all the like really intricate comic book
Yeah.
stuff. That's really nice.
We
did it!
That's a victory. That's a victory for all Outlander fans. Thank you so much for coming. Normally,
and
this
for
is the
being
point in the show where we
support.
read our long list of patrons, and obviously we're not going to do that because you don't care, and that's totally fine. So instead, thank you for coming. Thank you for hanging out with us. I know a lot of you were unfamiliar with the show, so thanks for being like, that sounds dumb. Let's do it. Hopefully you had a good time. You can find us on Twitter at PodlanderCast. You can find us on Instagram at PodlanderCast. You can find us on Patreon, where you can get access to the Slack channel, which people love. It's a great way to make friends with all kinds of people who love Outlander and are cool and weird. That's patreon.com/PodlanderDrunkcast. Am I forgetting anything, boss?
But we also like to know we have a
Oh, yeah.
show called Sickburn Jane.
Sickburn Jane.
So look for that under that name and all of the places where you can listen and or look on the internet at shows. Hooray!
And if you do go to a lot of cons, we will also be at C2E2 and at Wizard World next weekend. So come say hi. That's all. You rule. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Thank you so much.